Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, October 23rd, and I am not currently in the middle of any books because I finished my last one last night, but I do intend to read some horror books, and I am doing a 24-hour reading horror book thing challenge. I don't think that was the right order of words, but I think you get what I mean. So I am doing that. I am not 24 hours straight, just 24 hours. And I am 16 hours in, so I still have 8 hours worth of horror to read. So obviously, like I said, I intend to read some horror books. I have a lot of them saved on my e-reader, so we are stocked on horror books. And obviously I have to read them until Thursday because that video is coming out on Friday. So probably until Thursday, I will only be reading horror books. And then after that, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with horror because it's gonna be still like Halloween time, so I might still be in the horror mood, or maybe I'll be feeling like something else. Honestly, I have no idea, but we will see when we get there. And actually, later today, I'm gonna be cutting my hair, which I already have mixed feelings about because I need to cut it because especially like at the ends it's kind of dead, but also I don't want to cut it because I only like to see myself with long hair. But I'm gonna cut it short because every time I cut my hair, since I have so much of it, and since I'm gonna cut it anyway, I just cut it short because I'll have a good length to donate because like I said, I have so much of it, but I don't really like seeing myself with short hair. So there's that. So I am emotionally preparing myself to say goodbye to my hair, and probably next time you see me, I'm gonna have short hair. I mean, not next time you see me because I'm gonna do sort of a transition. I think that's the plan at least, and then the time after that I'm gonna have short hair. I don't think I have anything else to say, and I'll talk to you in a couple days probably. Hello, so it is Wednesday and I have 3 books to tell you about. So the first one was, and they're all horror. The first one I read was House of Rot, and we're following Ellie and Miles. And they had just moved into their new house, and almost immediately after they get there, they see that there is some mold growing in a specific spot of the house. And so they think that, they're gonna go to sleep and the next day they'll deal with it. And they do go to sleep, and the next day there is the mold has spread, and it has spread a lot. It has actually grown around the door and around the windows, and it has locked them inside the house. They cannot open the door or the windows, and it starts spreading more and more, and it starts spreading to them. And at the same time, they feel like there is they hear things. They hear someone haunting them or something, and they feel like there is something haunting them. And it is really short, so I can't really talk about the plot, and there is not much of a plot anyway. It's more vibes and just grossness. And I hadn't read like a body horror book that I had been obsessed with in a year. And I love this. It was definitely my kind of disgusting horror, and it was amazing. It was a really fun time, and I gave it 4.5 stars. And then I read Lincoln, and in this one we're following three POVs from obviously three different characters, and they were Wenky, Liam, and Mrs. And Mrs. because we don't learn her name until the end of the book. And they all lived in a town called Home. And people basically went to their town to try to communicate with the ghosts of their dead loved ones, because in that town like ghosts existed, and so people who were grieving went there to talk to their loved ones. And this one was also pretty short, and like as a book in general I really enjoyed it, but I didn't really feel like it was a horror book. I thought it was more like literary than horror, because the only like horrors in the book was like grief and the horrible things that people will do to each other, but the like actual supernatural part, like the ghosts, that was not scary. So like it was definitely more of a sad story than a scary story, but I mean I still really enjoyed it as like just as a book, because I was very invested in the plot and I really cared about the characters, so I ended up still really enjoying it. I gave it 4 stars, but I just don't think it's really a horror book. And then finally I read Mayfly, and this one was longer than the other two. And we're following Maeve, and she worked on the happiest place on earth as a princess. So basically, like, it's never named, but pretty much like she works on Disney as Elsa. And she works there, and then after work we see her like exploring her darker side, like her dark urges, her dark thoughts. And this was, I think, like I'm pretty sure this was my first splatterpunk book, so like horror that is very gory, very violent, like no limits. And especially like on the first half of the book, I didn't think there was like anything particularly extreme. Of course there were like gory violent scenes, but there was nothing that like scarred me for life. And I mean in the entire book there were only maybe like 2 scenes that I was like, that is horrifying. But like one of them, it didn't even like end up happening. Like when they were talking about it, I was like, that is gonna be horrifying, but then it didn't end up happening. And then the other scene, it did happen, but we didn't see it. Like the character was talking about what was gonna happen, like what they were gonna do, but then like they did it, but we didn't see it. The next chapter they were just like cleaning off the blood. So it was gory, it was violent, it was extreme, I guess, but I don't know, like there was nothing that, like I said, scarred me or anything that like traumatized me. Maybe I'm the problem, like maybe I'm just too desensitized to anything, and I'm the problem. I mean, I never claimed not to be a problem, so maybe I am, but like overall, whether like it was too gory or not, like this is just not my favorite type of horror anyway, because like humans hurting other humans is never my favorite kind of horror. I usually like more like supernatural things in horror, so it's definitely not my kind of book, but I wanted to read one for my 24-hour thing, and I have, and it was, I don't want to use the word fun because that feels wrong, but it was, you know, it was. I am giving it 3.5 stars, and that's what I've read, and I have a little less than 3 hours left of my 24-hour challenge, so I think I'm gonna read this book, which is Head Like a Hole, and also obviously horror, and I think this will probably get me to the 24 hours, so that is my only real goal, like to finish this book, and then I have no idea what else I'm gonna read. And also yesterday I finally finished watching Manifest, because I have the last 5 episodes to watch since the second half of the last season came out, and I don't know, like I had no reason to actually stop watching it. I just stopped, like I said, for no reason, and then didn't get back to it. So yesterday I watched the last 5 episodes, and I don't know how I feel about the ending. I didn't love it, I know that. I definitely didn't love it. I don't know if I hated it, but I didn't love it. Like I love the show in general, but the ending, definitely did not love it. And yeah, that's it. That's what has happened. Like I said, will read this. I'm gonna try to film like my outro and things for that 24-hour video tomorrow. So I might also update this vlog tomorrow. Hello, it is Thursday and I have just filmed my outro for my 24-hour reading thing. And honestly, I was debating not filming it today because like I got my period this morning and the cramps are cramping and I am not feeling good, but I also didn't want to like film it tomorrow and have to edit it tomorrow. So I'm for once being nice to future me. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. And yeah, I finished the 24 hours of reading horror and I read Head Like a Hole. That was the last book for that video. And we started that book with a podcast host going to a woman's house to like interview her. And he wanted to know like about something that had happened in her past. And that woman's name was Megan. And then the book is actually mostly set in the past, in 1996, and that's when she and 3 of her high school friends were like college age. Some of them were in college, some weren't. And at the same time, still in 1996, there was like a man who was out fishing and he found a head like in the sea. And that head like could talk and it could like control him and manipulate him to do things that it wanted. And we knew that that head was related to something that had happened to those 4 high school friends or like something that they had done. And basically that was like kind of the mystery of the book. And at the beginning, I was actually like pretty interested and invested in what the mystery was because it was like the head thing was very intriguing, very mysterious, and I was very interested to learn what had happened. But I feel like this book was maybe a little too long because it got to a point where it just felt like the story was like dragging on for too long. And I was getting kind of bored and kind of uninterested. So when we got like closer to the end, honestly, I was like kind of skimming it because I wasn't really interested anymore. So yeah, I mean, there were some very like gory, creepy scenes that I did really enjoy, but I don't know, as a whole, like I didn't love it. Like I said, I feel like it was too long. And I mean, I didn't dislike it either, I just didn't love it. And I gave it 3 stars and that's it. That is what I have read since, I think I updated yesterday, right? That feels right. So I don't really know what to read next because, I mean, I read like 11, I mean, actually I read 12 horror books this month already. So I think I need a little break from horror. Not that I'm like tired of horror, but I think I would like a little break with like another genre. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna read. Maybe like some fantasy, even though I still feel like I want something dark. I will hopefully try to watch the last 2 episodes of The Wheel of Time. I have been saying that in the last, I don't know, 3 weekly vlogs, possibly 4, because just the fact that I haven't watched them, it's bothering me. But at the same time, I feel no actual will to watch them. So I am gonna try my best to find motivation to watch those last 2 episodes. And I will probably talk to you maybe on Saturday. That feels right. Yeah, probably I'll talk to you on a Saturday. So it is actually Sunday because I did not end up filming yesterday because I had a massive headache because of my sinusitis. So there's that. I mean, I still have a headache, but it is a lot better. And honestly, I didn't even read that much anyway, so it's not like I had a lot to update. And also, I'm sorry if you can hear like people singing in the background, but there are people singing. What can I do about it? But I have read 45% of A Darker Shade of Magic, which is the first book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. And I have been wanting to read these books for honestly years. And I decided to start them now because there is it already came out, like the first book of another trilogy in this world. So I wanted to like finally start this because I also want to read the second one. Gave me motivation basically. And yeah, I'm not even halfway through, but I'm really enjoying it. And we are following Kel, and he has the ability to like travel through worlds because there are 4 different worlds, 4 different Londons, and we have red, black, white, and gray. And he's from Red London. And then we know that Black London has been destroyed, like consumed by magic. And then there is Grey London where there is no magic. And like Red London, where Kel's from, is like it has magic and is like healthy because I think like it closed itself off from the London that was dying. And then we have White London, which has magic but like doesn't have a lot of it, and people try to like control all the magic that they can get, something like that. And so we are following Kel, and then we also start following another character who's called Lila, and she wants to be a pirate, and she is from Grey London. And then Kel, like, he is given a stone that is like magical, and from what I've understood so far, either is from Black London or like it has connection to the magic that was from Black London, something like that. And it's like kind of like a source of power, and everyone wants that stone. And Lila and Kel end up meeting because of the stone. And yeah, like where I'm at is like them learning that, people are after that stone and they're in danger basically. Like that's what I've read so far, and I'm really enjoying it. There is a lot about the like world that I'm still confused about, but I was expecting nothing less going into a new fantasy series, and like I'm confused in a good way because I'm intrigued. I want to know what is happening. So like I'm intrigued about the world, I'm intrigued about the plot, I'm really liking the characters so far. So yeah, I am having a great time. And I mean, I would love to finish this tonight. I don't know if I will manage to do that, but I would definitely love to. And then I read, I think 9%, yeah, 9% of Black Order, which is the 3rd book in the Sigma Force series, which is like a thriller series, and we usually follow like different people from the Sigma Force team who are like people that have military experience but also very good at like technological stuff, and some of them are also scientists. And honestly, like I've read 9%, so I don't really yet know what is happening. We pretty much had like a prologue. I don't know if it was called a prologue, but it was like in the past, 1940 something, I think. And yeah, I have no idea what's happening, so I don't really have many thoughts about it yet either. And yeah, that is all I've read. So like I said, I didn't really read that much. I think I kind of need like a break from reading after reading horror for 24 hours, because like when I finished that, I had already read almost 1,000 pages this week. And that's a lot. So I needed a second, but now I'm good. Like I said, I want to finish this. I don't know if I will, but I want to finish it tonight. And guess what I did not do? Watch Wheel of Time. I did not do that. I still have the 2 episodes. Would I also like to do that tonight? Yes. Will I? Most likely not. But yeah, that is what I had to update. And I will talk to you again tomorrow to wrap up the vlog. Okay, So it is Monday and I have actually finished A Darker Shade of Magic last night. And at first, I got really excited because I thought we were gonna see a specific thing, a specific place that I was wanting to see, wanting to learn more about. But then it didn't really end up going in that direction. So I guess it's my own fault for creating my own false expectations. But I mean, I still really enjoyed it, and I still really like the direction that it did go in, but it was not what I was expecting for a second there. But yeah, I still really enjoyed it, and we also got to learn more about the two main characters we were following, and we got to see some fights that were really cool. And yeah, I still really enjoyed it overall. I can't say that I loved the whole book 100% of it. I didn't, but again, that might be my own fault for creating expectations that I shouldn't have. But yeah, it was still really fun, although I think it ended really well. Everything went really well for the characters. I mean, obviously nothing went 100% right, because I don't think anything ever does in any story, but it went better than I expected. Things ended up much better than I expected, and also it ended in a much more closed way than I expected, because it's the first book in the series, so I was expecting some sort of, I don't know, cliffhanger or something. And I know the story is not finished. I know that there is more to come, and there are open storylines, but it still ended in a more closed way than I was expecting, which is not a bad thing. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just surprised. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun. I think I am gonna give it 4 stars. And yeah, I am very excited to continue with the series. And yeah, that is everything that I read. I still have not watched The Wheel of Time, but we are gonna ignore that failure of mine. And also, it has been a week since I got my haircut, and I still have not gotten used to it. I still don't know how to deal with it. If it's up, half up, it's fine. I'm okay with it, but I don't like the way the front looks when it's down. You know what I mean? Also, I didn't really show you my hair. I still haven't sent it to donate. I still have it here, and I mean, it's more hair than I have on my head right now, so that is fun. It is 35 centimeters long, braided, so it's longer than that in reality. And yeah, I need to send it. Also, I cannot send it to Portugal, and I'm in Portugal, and there are no places that really accept it. There used to be, but now they don't, and I don't understand that. So I need to send it to another country, which I will. I already looked up some places, and yeah, that it doesn't really matter for this vlog. So let's wrap up what I read. So I read House of Rot, I read Lincoln, I read Mayfly, and I read Head Like a Hole, and then I read Darker Shade of Magic, and I read the first 38 pages of Black Order. Yes, I also did not make any progress in that. I'm still 9% in, but I read a total of 1,406 pages, which I am extremely happy with. And on the day that this video comes out, which is tomorrow for me, is Halloween. So happy Halloween to everyone. And that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!